STP. Hello guys and welcome to today's STPL. Tried to talk a little bit before but my mic was set incorrectly, so there we go. Starting off with some good old technical difficulties. Today's STPL. Is there anything better? Also I can hear myself, which is another good one. There we go. I was playing my audio through my YouTube stream as well. But we're here for some more STPL action. It's week 2 now. We already got through week 1. It feels like it went by really fast. We've got 2 series coming up today. Format, if you've not seen it before, best of 5, all the games played at the same time, and the ace match is game number 5, and it's only if the teams are 2 for 2 and the players are selected as and when it is needed. We got a good bunch of maps this season. Prize pool should hopefully be a little bit bigger this season as well, so looking forward to seeing how that's going to go as we get into it. Let's introduce our first couple of teams. Starting us off here is going to be DM. Disturbed Mind is their full team name if you've not seen it before. We've got a good variety of players from them. We've got a new player as well as some of their older ones. So far in the STPL they've not done amazingly well, but against their opponent pSi they're actually 7-0. So there's actually a lot on the line here for pSi, because pSi are obviously going to want to win a match against DM finally. It's been a while. 7 series over 4 seasons means they've played each other quite a lot. So let's see if their opponents here, who are of course pSi, are going to be able to do anything about that. Now, pSi as well, not the strongest team, but they've been in all but one of the seasons. They took a break because they needed a little bit of a break, because obviously it's a lot of time and effort to join a tournament like this. And a big thanks to everyone who plays, because essentially, like, if they weren't playing the games, I wouldn't have anything to cast, realistically. So I'm kind of glad that everyone signed up. I'm glad that pSi came back for this season as well. It's good to have them back. But pSi, of course, have a good mix of players as well. SCVFORCE won his only game so far. Grast is their captain, if you've not seen him play before, but he comes out every once in a while. So I'm kind of interested to see how he's going to do today. Let's have a look at the lineups we've got coming up. Starting us up, we're going to have Irradiar versus mitak, or Irra as he's now known. We're going to have White versus Grast, which is a PvP. We're then going to have a PvT between Shura and SCVFORCE, and then we're going to have a PvT between TousaN and Marine. The last time Marine played, he played as Terran, and I forgot to update the database, so there we go. He is playing Protoss today. And then, of course, if we do have an ace match, it will be on Holy World. So, looking forward to that as well. The players, I'll go into them a little bit, but we do have 2 series, so I don't want to go into it too much. But Irradiar, pretty good player. He did play on Valhalla team for them in Season 2. Before they dropped out into, or was it Season 3 and then they dropped out? I can't remember. But basically, Irradiar moved to Seoul to become like a manager, and now he's on DM as a player. So we did see him play last week. He did lose on Holy World, but this is another game, another chance for him. His opponent is going to be the only mitak. He has one of my favorite photos across the entire STPL. Not many people sent their photo in, but there's something about him hanging a pickaxe, getting ready to swing it. Dude, it's just so cool. Like, where else do you see a photo like this? mitak did win his last game. He played last week as well. It was on Triathlon against Dreamer. So he does have a little bit of an advantage moving into the game. Let's have a look at the map we're going into. It's going to be the first time we see this in Season 4, but we did see this a lot back in Season 1. Basically, Neo Electric Circuit, a map from 2010, one of my favorite maps of all time, a great 4-player map which takes the role of Neo Medusa, where you have a mineral-only base within your main that can be broken from a back door, but it is stacked side disruptors that can be quite difficult to get through. So, I'm not sure if we're going to see that here. It is, of course, the TvZ. Let's get into it. It's game number 1. Okay, starting us off here in the top right hand corner, we have in the pink, fighting for pSi. From Bulgaria, it's mitak. That's TousaN player. And their opponent spawning down here in the bottom left hand corner in the teal, fighting for DM from Mexico, if I remember correctly. It's Irradiar. Yeah, he is Mexican. I just remembered that I can see it on my overlay if I just look at... Yeah, it's amazing. If I just look at OBS, I can see. It's great. Okay, so TvZ on Neo Electric Circuit is kind of interesting. If you go bio as Terran, what you can actually do... I mean, we're not going to see Irradiar do this, but you can actually wall in this and it's link tight. And by walling in here, you can just take the mineral only and go bio. Because early game, you don't need the extra gas. You can 1 base gas bio easily. Oh, 2 base gas bio. 1 gas, 2 base bio is what I was trying to say. You can do that quite successfully. You can also link type wall here, if I remember correctly. But it is a little bit more difficult to do because the wall is quite far out and there's a lot of surface area for the lings to attack. Now, he's not going to choose to wall in. He's very possibly not going to take the in-base third hatchery, the in-base mineral only straight away. But it wouldn't surprise me if we saw mitak go for an early third hatchery at his mineral only. Zerg, of course, do need to go towards the gas. You can't really do anything on 1 gas in ZVT, but you can build a lot of lings. So maybe we'll see that, maybe not. mitak definitely the kind of player who's more likely to play a very standard game. It's very often, or very rare, we get to see any super aggressive plays from him, and I think that works out a little bit better. I am just going to very quickly, while this game is getting into it, throw out my tweet from the STPL account. I completely forgot. And then hopefully we'll get some more people joining in. Not really too much going on though. Looks like we will have the barracks built towards the front of the base. Very, very standard play. We do have some early lings coming out here by mitak. They should get to the Terran base before the second Marine is done, as long as he scouts first. But he will see those SCVs. So he was actually doing a 9 pull here, so is a little bit more aggressive than I imagined. But we've got a bunker coming up at the front, immediately seeing that with his lings. It wasn't before the second Marine. It will be before the 4th Marine though. So this bunker, as long as he blocks with some SCVs, should be okay. But he's going to have to make sure he blocks the lings from running through. We see mitak pulling back immediately. Knowing not to fight into that is probably the best choice. And given the situation, Irradiar is just going to expand to that forward base. Makes a lot of sense, as he does need to defend his choke point. Now back at home we do have that lair. Not coming in, mitak stayed on 1 gas for a very long time. No gas even. Only just now adding on his gas there. I think he wanted to end the game a little bit early, which of course does go against what I just said, but that's how things go. I'm sorry if you can hear my cool gacha typing, but there we go. Almost there. Hopefully you guys have had a good Monday. My Monday was incredibly busy, but there we go. Looks like the ling's getting ready to move in a little bit, but knowing there's now 4, 5, 6 Marines, he is going to pull back. He can't really break that at the moment. Maybe wait for some more lings, but we actually have a hidden 3rd base down here in the bottom right hand corner, and Irradiar does not see it, so this is a little bit unfortunate. Is he going to hide a base down here as well? If he does, this could turn out to be a very, very weird TvZ. But looks like the Lings... The Lings know about the SCV, so maybe he did see the hatchery, or at least saw the drone. I mean, there's not really too much he can do about it regardless. One thing you can do is you can actually hide a barracks up here or in here or something, but given the SCV has been spotted, he's not going to be able to get away with that. Second gas coming in, layer on the way. And everything coming up Millhouse. Okay, Hydra Den actually, so this is going to possibly be a lurker build. Now, unfortunately, the SCV gets in and scouts this for Irradiar, so Irradiar, everything is going right for him. Absolutely everything. He got his bunker up in time. He got a good scout. He saw possibly the third hatchery coming up at the bottom right. Can't 100% say for sure. It didn't look like he did to us, but then the Lings did see the SCV or know to go there. So I'm assuming the hatchery at least saw the SCV. We've got a scan coming in to double check the tech at the natural. Sees one sunken and no spire. He did see, of course, what was in the main, but lurker upgrade coming in. Now, how is he going to respond to this? He's building a semi-wall at the front. Still only one supply depot so far though. Academy is done. Engineering bay is done as well. We do definitely need to see another bunker, or this could go a little bit south very, very quickly for our Terran player. But drones even transferring down to the bottom right. Very risky play. Not necessarily recommended, but I guess if you can get away with it, knowing your opponent is hemmed in his base is not a big deal. Queen's Nest coming in as well. So this is going to be Lurker into Hive. Now there is a build you can do where you go like Lurker Hydra Queen and try to bust any tanks if they're going mech or if they're going biomech. But I don't think we're going to see that here. Obviously we've only got three barracks, one factory. Marines are coming out on the map trying to delay the lurkers from coming towards him as much as he can. But this is definitely a very risky play. He does not know if there's any stop lurkers in the middle of the map. He cannot be sure of that either. So he is going to have to be careful. Second SCV being sent out to the top left-hand corner. So I get the feeling he didn't notice this base coming up down here in the bottom right. Maybe the Overlord was here before and saw the SCV. But two Firebats actually sneaking off to the right-hand side. If they can get to the mineral line, they can do a lot of damage, but two Lurkers already morphing in. Do we have a stim come in? No stim just yet, but will they get there in time? It looks like they might do. Yeah, Firebats aren't that slow. Lurkers morph very, very slowly. And, okay, this is definitely not something he wants to be attacking. That is, they are not going to be able to kill those Lurkers before they hatch. He should definitely be going towards the mineral line. Oh, he runs away. He does force a burrow. Does do a little bit of damage to the lurkers, but as you can see, the drones are now able to run away. The Firebat is going to be able to take out the single Ling here, but going to be doing no more damage, which is a little bit unfortunate. If it had just stemmed straight into the main, it would have been a little bit better. But he does get his other bioforces in position. He's going to get a couple of overlords for his trouble here, but I don't think he's going to be able to break this. Nice marine splitting though, wow. Just a little bit unfortunate he didn't manage to get in with his other marines. But that's a little bit unfortunate. Three lurkers going to come up behind this and block this in. So that bioforce is essentially dead. Three bunkers at the front. Very late turret, but he does have a lot of scans, so that's at least something. But oh, that's a risky move. mitak going for a coming in from two angles here is quite clever, but there we go. We're going to see one of the lurkers go down. Two of the lurkers will go down, maybe, but one of the marines gets in, but there's a sunken. That is unfortunate. Everything is going to die. Almost gets the second lurker, though. He maybe should have focus fired that if he could. But we've got a lot of bio coming in now off of just the three barracks still. Our first vessel is on the way. Irradiar is on the way as well. PM Force in chat asks, would you please tell me why Net Wars is out this season? Clan no longer exists. It's not that, it's they didn't have enough active players to participate. So Unfortunately, they dropped out and some of the players moved to another clan, the ones that were still active. Because the trouble is, NetWars as a clan, of course they are like I mean, they're the Polish community essentially, and if they don't have enough active players, then they can't really join team leagues together. It's why NetWars don't really participate in PWCN either. The NetWars team essentially is KDV. They're the like Polish team, I think, in whatever it's called, BWCL. Okay, the bioproduction is really starting to ramp up here. We do of course have Hive already done. The Ultralisk Cavern is on the way. No Defiler Mound just yet, which is a little bit unfortunate. But hopefully that should be coming in soon. Attack upgrades coming in for the melee. I don't think he has any Lings left alive, so I can't check if he's got any other bio upgrades or ground upgrades so far. But look at this Ling. Nope. Ah, here we go. Yeah, no upgrades so far, so +1 attack. He didn't get any ranged upgrades either. Interestingly, mitak hasn't taken his in-basement like mineral only just yet. When you're going ultras, it's maybe not the best base to take because you need a lot of gas. But he's actually mineral starved at the moment compared to gas. He's got so much gas and not enough minerals to spend it. So taking out, and yeah, we do have a lack of soul this season as well, so there will definitely be a new champion. Who it's gonna be is yet to be decided. Hopefully, we're gonna get a good fight for the title. Lucky Noob saying unless they do a late join, it's gonna be like on it's gonna be like something out the WWE. It'll be the final, and like someone will win. Like it'll be whoever wins the tournament will win, and then all of a sudden like the door busts open, and like Soul just like march in, and like, who do you think you are? You gotta beat us if you want to win the title. That would be that'd be fun. That'd be a fun tournament storyline, but completely bullshit. It'd be good in like WWE though. That'd be great. Just kick the door down and like, who do you think you are calling yourselves the winner? Beat us and then tell us. Yeah, and then they like knock the second place team around the head with a chair. Knocking them out like straight away, and then like the first place team from the tournament is standing there and they're like, okay, I'll avenge you. We'll do this together. And they like team up and they take on Soul. That's mitak will come in with his pickaxe and like start swinging it around. Oh man, that's dangerous. Shouldn't be stinging that around, but here we go. Looks like we do have the Terran Bio pushing forward here with some tanks. This is a very nice move out. He does need to siege his tanks though, but he will get the 4th base, and this does deny the 4th gas. Now there is a lot of Lurker Ultra coming in from behind here. This is a lot of bio. If he can get his bio in the right position here, target with his tanks, he should be in a very good position here. The Ultras are melting. They don't have full armor upgrades yet, but the Lurkers are absolute kings here in this engagement, causing a lot of trouble for this bio. Bio upgrades, only +2 attack at the moment, no armor, no +3. So this attack is handily held by 3 Ultras. And a bunch of Lurkers there. And that is fully cleared up now. mitak lost his 4th base. But if you think about it, he can expand here. He can expand here, and he can get that 4th base immediately. And that was all of Irradiar's army. He is going to have to rebuild. He's going to have to regroup. I think he lost his only vessel over there as well. So a little bit unfortunate for Irradiar, definitely. Some bio went to the top left to try and clear it out, but there was nothing up there. And Irradiar is going to be the one who struggles to expand here. He's taking his mineral only, but he's going to need some gas at some point. Now, do we have +3/2 coming in? We do have... Oh, he's forgotten +3 attack. That is a major deal. Going bio in TvZ, your upgrades are so unbelievably important. When that Ultra full armor comes in, like he's getting the 2nd attack upgrade at the moment. But when this +4 armor kicks in, it's just so much armor against the Marines' attacks if you don't have +3 attack here, because Ultra armor when they're on 4 armor is... so they only take 4 damage per Marine shot. essentially. No, not 4 damage. They take like 3. There we go. Nice irradiates coming in at some of the back ultras. Looks like he wanted to switch into marine vultures and mines, but unfortunately not able to do it quick enough. Now this is a big, dangerous push coming in. There is a bunker here which is going to help out, but the irradiated ultra doing a ton of damage to the bio. So many bunkers though. But the bunkers are attacking the ultras. They can't kill the lurkers. This is not an engagement the marines can take. And these 4 lurkers are going to absolutely annihilate the army here of Irradiar. Can he hold on? This is such a difficult push to hold. And it looks like these lurkers will reign supreme. Vessels getting sniped. 2 vessels going down immediately. Marines trying to move forward to deal with the lings, but running into lurker fire. Oh, a miss rally on the vulture. Vulture's unfortunately not able to lay mines. Oh, okay, he does manage to get it. Yeah, that was definitely something he didn't want to deal with. We've got multiple bases coming up here while this was going on by mitak. mitak is in such an unbelievable position right now. His minerals and gas are like quite low because he's building ultras. And I guess he is technically only on 3 base still because he's not really mining on his 4th base yet, but his aversion to taking his mineral onlys is kind of confusing me. Now, Irradiar is safe again. He's going to be able to rebuild. He is going to be able to get his upgrades going, but did he get +3 attack? There's no 3-2 coming in. Now, if he was going to transition into mech from here, that would be incredibly good, because you don't need +3 attack if you're going mech. But he's not transitioning. He's sticking with bio, and oh my goodness, I think we just missed a mine drag. Oh! Oh, there we go. Mine's pretty strong. Now, mines against ultras, they're good. They do a lot of damage, but they're not actually that great. Now, can he wall in with the medics? Looks like he's trying to come behind to get into a choke. The bunker going to help wall in these marines with the medics. Great positioning here by Irradiar in that engagement. Does manage to trade a little bit more efficiently than what he maybe should do. These ultras do have 5 armor now against the marines. 7 attack. No, 8 attack, sorry. So he's only doing 3 damage per shot. Which isn't much when you're up against a unit that has 400 health. It takes 100 bullets. No, more than that. Like 150 bullets or something to kill an ultra. Okay, base in the top left-hand corner does get scanned, but he can't really attack it. We've got another scan going down on the bottom right, see if he can move in and do some damage. He does need to make sure his vessels stay alive, because he only has 1 vessel right now over here. His other vessels, does he even have any? I don't think he even has any other vessels. And if your vessel count isn't high as Terran, you're not winning. Oh, we've got a nice Z-Matrix there coming in at the front, but unfortunately that isn't going to do too much. But look how hardy these Ultralisks are. That is so much damage being mitigated, and look at this, Ultras coming in from behind. Vessel gets sniped once again, and there's just so many Ultras and so few Marines. Marines coming in from behind, but Vessel, oh, Lurkers are going to absolutely shred everything. The armor upgrade's helping out just a little bit, but he can't engage this. Medic's trying to wall in, but there's no Marines to wall anymore. And I think mitak is just in an unlosable situation right now. Irradiar is going to find it so hard to try and take another base. Vultures get into the top left-hand corner. Maybe he can stop mining here. But at what cost? Now Ling's running in, getting killed by mines. Nope. Apparently mines don't kill Lings. Okay, that Ultra got a bit screwed. Still in 2-1 though, 2-2. Does that mean he realized? Yes, he did. 3-2 almost coming in. Imagine if Oh, finally we see some mine action. Imagine if he had 3-2 in some of these engagements so far. It'll be 3-3 I guess in a second. Oh no, 3-2, sorry. Units coming from all over the place. He should probably kill this side disruptor so he can get his units out of his base a little bit easier, but we've got so many production hatcheries absolutely everywhere. And just over and over again, Irradiar's finding himself pinned back in his base, but we've got some units that snuck through the middle of the map. They're going to be able to take out the base at 12, and there's no defense up here. The base is going to go down. That's going to put mitak down to 5 base. Unless he takes those mineral onlys, but here we go, looks like a nice mine going to go off on the lurkers. Lucky Irradiar there. Pushes forward, can he get on top of the lurkers so they don't kill everything? Does get in a pretty good situation here. The lurkers not doing nearly as much damage as I thought they would. And mitak, suddenly, the game has swung away from his favor. Irradiar with his units out in the middle of the map could even go and attack the top left-hand corner. And mitak lost most of his attacking units. Now a fourth base attempt, unfortunately going to get taken out here. The one thing to note is Irradiar has mined out his main. His natural is almost gone as well. And he will only be left with a mineral only. And that is when things start to get a little bit rough for Terran. We do have a lot of mines in the middle, which is going to severely hamper the unit movement of our Zerg player here, but I definitely give the game's favor to mitak again. I know he lost a lot of units, but I mean, this is Terran Bio on only 3 bases. I know that's a lot for a lot of people, but it looks like he's going to regroup with everything, and that's definitely the right play here. He's going to come in. Let's see what the Ultra health is going to be like as we get into this engagement. Ultra's going down very quickly now with the help of that +3 attack. And this is not going well for mitak again. Good unit, or good medic blocking on those Ultras, doing a little bit of extra damage. Looks like a lot of the mines went off in the middle of the map. Is it going to be enough for this Bioforce to be able to push one of the bases? Looks like it might be. And Irradiar is moving all of his units to the top right-hand corner. Now is the moment he wishes to strike. mitak is going to have to spend a lot of lava and a lot of time rebuilding his army. And it's going to be segmented. It's not all going to come from the same place. And this is his moment to strike as a Cobra strikes. I don't know where I'm going with that. But if a Cobra strikes, it's fast. And this is going to be it. Strike hard, no mercy. We'll go for a Cobra Kai reference. There we go. A lot of Lings going single file into the Marines. Not going to be really helping too much. The Ultra's getting caught at the back. And that choke is causing a lot of problems here for our Zerg player. No lurkers here. The medic's all running up to the lurkers, so that's a little bit of an interesting choice. And that's a lot of dead Zerg units. Looks like we do have a lot of the Marines going down there. Nice spread on the Marines. He has to focus the lurkers or he's going to lose everything. But is this too much damage from our Terran player here? mitak was doing so well, but it looks like Irradiar regrouping, getting his upgrades that he needed to get, is finally in a position to possibly do critical damage here. mitak, ironically enough, without... Wait. Oh, Irradiar left. Huh. Did I miss something in the bottom left? Am I being silly? I guess he couldn't. I guess he couldn't expand. But did I miss like a counter completely? Oh, I guess Irradiar just gave up. Yeah, he only had his mineral only left, I guess. But kind of weird. You would have thought, like, he's still got a lot of money. Like, he can definitely expand from here. He's just... If you think about this game in this situation, he's going to kill all of the Zerg's tech. Like, he's going to kill every single tech building up here. He was still in it, I guess. Maybe, and he's got so many Marines back home as well. Oh, he lost all of his Marines. Oh, well. Okay, well, that's going to be it for game number 1. I thought for sure that Irradiar was going to win that, but mitak clutches victory from the grasp of defeat, or from the claws of defeat even, and we will be back in just a moment with game number 2. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be heading into a PvP between the two captains here, Grast and pSi on Blindside. This map was made for the STPL Season 4 with the map contest, and it's looking pretty good. The next game is game number 2, Rota. We've only had one game so far, so we're a little bit slow today because we had a nice long game to start us off. Let's get us started. It's game number 2, PvP. Okay, starting us off here in the 12 o'clock position in the blue. As the captain fighting for his team, it's white as our blue Protoss. Now his opponent spawning down here at the bottom middle in the red, fighting for pSi. It's going to be Grast. Fellow captains, lot on the line here, pride of their teams as they get here into this PvP. pSi, of course, I did mention before, but they lost 7 times against DM in a row. Are pSi finally going to be able to take their revenge? Let's find out. Okay, both players so far going for pretty mirror builds. Mirror builds and a PvP in the STPL. Is there anything more common? Maybe me calling things wrong. That's probably the only other one. They're even scouting at pretty much exactly the same time. Looks like White sent his scout just a slight bit earlier. Now, one of the PvPs I remember Grast playing was one of the shortest games we ever had in the STPL. It was on Sin Peaks of Baekdu, if I remember correctly, and it was against Castle, and it was like a cannon rush against a proxy 2 gate or something. It was insane. It was such a short game. It was so long ago now as well. That reminds me, I need to add cheers for the 2 new teams. I do apologize if I sound a little bit tired today. I way overslept yesterday, so... Also, if you're not spelling color with a U in it, then you're spelling it wrong. There is a U in color, it may be silent, but it still serves a purpose. Oh, nice trapping the probe in. Obviously the probe can just walk away, but it still gets some damage. I'm not going to add curse channel point goals, Cadency. That would be unfair. Maybe I should add a curse Cadency one, where people can pay like 500 channel points to curse Cadency. Given you're always cursing everyone, given you're always cursing everyone, maybe it's time people got their own back. You know, you even cursed everyone before in chat by saying if you read this you're cursed. Hey, it looks like Grast is going for a proxy down here. Is this going to be proxy DTs? Is he going to hide a citadel? There's a gate. Oh my god, he's going 4 gate. Oh no, 3 gate, sorry. It's going to be 3 gate, but... he's hiding the 3 gate. That is interesting. Now, I do apologize for anyone who donated their channel points to make me do a drunk stream, which I've still not done, about a year on. I will eventually do it. What I probably will do is when Monkey Ball comes out next month, I'll play that and then stream it while getting drunk. Because that feels like a game I'm going to play a lot. And I may as well play it on stream because I'm probably going to get very frustrated by playing it. I remember getting so annoyed when I was playing it on GameCube, so... I think it's... I think it's going to be a bit rough. Now, it's 3 gate against 3 gate, but we do have a robo from White, so White in a little bit of a better position. Gonna have obs. What happens if I delete someone's message when they've used channel points? Does that still count as using their channel points? Oh, this is a little bit of a weird engagement to take. Gonna have some fallback with that Dragoon. Gonna lose it, maybe. Definitely don't want to be losing those Dragoons. They are so unbelievably important to this push. We do have a 3rd pylon coming in over here, so he's hiding extra 4th pylon. He's hiding extra pylons. Now, White is going for an engagement, but it's such an awkward ramp to try and defend. Probe's coming out here, that's a bit of a weird choice. I think White may have this. Well, the Grast is going to be able to come in from a different angle with some more units, but look at this. White is already in a position. He knows there's a probe somewhere, so he's probably assuming there's hidden buildings. And he's defending his ramp. Now, there's only 1 gate in the main, so White is going to know for sure something weird is happening. Probes have been pulled. Looks like Grast is going to try and push in at the front. But unfortunately, I don't think he's going to be able to break this. He will take the high ground, though. That is a brilliant move. Now, can he get more Dragoons up here? It's 3 versus 3, but the one at the front is going to be in a lot of trouble. 2 versus 2 now. Looks like White has actually chosen to go home. He didn't get that much probe damage done. So if Grast can keep fighting, if he can keep pushing here, maybe he can do some damage and catch himself back up. He did lose some probes though, so it is a little bit of a risky situation. 2 versus 2, gonna focus the damage run, very nicely done. But I think this is the end of the push for the time being. I'm fairly certain these are high ground, at least here. Like in the middle I think they're high ground. Because they're ramps at the end of the day. Okay, so Dragoon production is continuing, but Grast is all in. Grast is not building any additional tech, he's not building an expansion. He is doing nothing but building Dragoons, and the Dragoons are about to find themselves fighting in a very awkward position. But PvP, I actually think is a lot more fun than TvZ. I really like PvP engagements. First ob's going to be coming over, 4th gateway coming in, so he's going to continue with the aggression. But is he going to be able to break through this? I don't think so. We've got a support bay coming in as well. When this Reaver comes into play, this push is going to be so rough. So rough. But here we go. Looks like he wants to try and push in. Can he break the Dragoons of white? It's going to be hard. If he can target fire, maybe he can make something happen. But I think Grast might be fighting a losing battle here. Looks like this engagement at the very least is going in his favor. There is going to be 4. Oh, nice shield battery there. Yeah, there's going to be 4 gateways worth of Dragoon production, but there's going to be a Reaver. And yeah, there he is. Reavers are incredibly strong. And next is coming in as well. I think this could be the final moments of this game because Grast is running out of time. He has to kill white with this push, but I don't think he's going to be able to. He's going to be walking into a Reaver with a shield battery on it. And I don't think he's going to be able to get through. 3 gate against 4, but this is just too many units. And there we go, looks like this push coming in, he's going to try and get on top of the Reaver, but the nice use of their shield battery, keeping that Reaver alive way longer. GG, well played, Grast taps out, and white wins game number 2. Okay guys, welcome back. We're heading into game number 3 here between Psi and EM. It's on Judgment Day. Starting us off in the bottom right hand corner in the black, fighting for Psi is SCVFORCE. And their opponent spawning down here in the pink, fighting for DM, it's Shura. Cadency said in chat, is this stream sponsored by games from the 1980s? That was actually 1080 Avalanche that was released in 1990 something, so definitely not the 80s. I don't think there's a single game that features in my like ad breaks from the 80s. Okay, so PvT on Judgment Day, an interesting matchup for this map. Very, very fun to play as well. Also, if you want to support the STPL free of charge, courtesy of our sponsor, MasterReY, please hit that link in the chat. Head on over and click the claim code button once you've logged in, and you'll be able to add 30 cents to the prize pool completely free. We've got 29 codes remaining, so please make sure you use them all. And a big thanks, of course, to our other sponsor, Esport Fund, who are, of course, an amazing project. They help fund so many different tournaments, and they've given us $1,000 towards our prize pool to begin with. I should not be looking at like a meme thread on a forum on my other screen while trying to cast. Oh man, I love that face. I've closed it so I can't link it, but it's the face of like the old guy in like LA Noire, where he's like, I just tried to do the face, but yeah, I can't do it because you can't see. I don't even got my webcam plugged in anymore. I don't think that would really help. Okay, we got Goon Range coming in off of one gate. Fairly standard play here by Shura. One factory pulled guys off gas, or pulled a guy off gas, so there's no second factory play coming in here anytime soon. And even pulling an extra guy off gas now as well. Getting ready to build a early command center is SCVFORCE. Now the SCV gets around, looks around as well, doesn't find the second pylon, so maybe thinking there could be some kind of proxy. But the probe at the front getting it taken down. SCVFORCE actually opting to expand to his front mineral only, perhaps? Oh no, he's going to go bunker first, but he should be building that command center very soon after. You can build it here and fly it over as well if you want to. Just to catch up with Moobot as well, if you do want to follow the STPL on Twitter and YouTube, the links are there. And if you want to see my VR chat adventures or you can read Japanese, then follow my Twitter as well, if you so do want to. Okay, we've got a Nexus coming in at the front base. So one thing about the way this map works is you actually have a kind of front yard, as it were, in between your proper natural and your main. And if you defend this choke, you can defend 3 bases essentially, but this base isn't really too great to take early on. It does help. It allows you to get more zealots, more gateways earlier, and it does allow you to take the Nexus a little bit faster. There we go, the backyard is kind of like the natural almost. Oh my god, Edgewater. Edgewater just says, is there a backyard where SCVs come for your milkshakes? Oh man, why am I laughing at that? That isn't... Okay, it is funny, but I feel bad for laughing at that. Oh jeez. Mindflayer asks, Kix, are you planning to make use of your Japanese skill in some way? Well, given most of my friends now are Japanese, and I spend like 5-6 hours a day speaking it, I guess I am using it in some way, but I don't know. Like, I guess I could maybe... I do kind of want to look for a job where I can use it. That would be quite nice. But that's going to be rough, like quite difficult to do. I'm going to apply to the JET program later in the year, which should mean if I get into it, I'll be able to go to Japan for a year. So if that happens, then that happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But either way, I plan on going to Japan next year regardless. So as long as Corona doesn't get bad again. I mean, it's bad at the moment. Like, it's really bad in the UK, but the government are kind of playing it down at the moment, so... if I go there the first time, I want to go to Tokyo and Osaka, because I have friends that kind of live close to both of those places, which I want to go meet with, so... Kyoto もね、そこにも行きたいんだけど、まあそんなに大事ではないんですよね。Like, I want to go to Kyoto as well, but it's not super high on my list. I'd rather go to Osaka. Okay, Armory's done already, so we will have very quick +1 coming in. Very, very useful. Also allows you to go for Goliaths against any form of Reaver play, which has the all competent? No, the all omnipotent observer. We do know there's no Reavers coming. Now, one thing I do like about what Shura is doing is he's building pylons everywhere. This works really well for scouting against dropships, but it also keeps the Terran wondering where you might be building your tech as well, because if you spawn, like, or if you scan the main base, okay, you're going to build the tech in the main base anyway, but there's only 3 pylons in the main base right now. Lucky Noob says omnipresent. Omnipresent is true, but I think omnipotent is the right word. It's where you can see everything. I think that's what omnipotent means. Maybe I'm wrong. If someone maybe dictionary check that for me, I'd be very, very grateful. Even a pylon coming up here as well. Literally, so many scouting pylons absolutely everywhere. Look at Shura's vision. It's not a massive deal, but it's still a big deal. Yeah, and Rota saying you want as few pylons in the main as possible so you can fit more gateways in. That is a very good point. But then if you build a line of pylons, I guess it doesn't really matter, right? Ah, omnipotent is where you're limitless in your abilities, akin to a god. Ah, omnipotent is all-knowing. Yeah, there we go, that's what I was going for. And omnipresent means you're present everywhere, apparently. Thank you, everyone, for teaching me my own language. Rotus is a line of pylons cut space, but then you can't fit a gateway here anyway, can you? Like, there's not enough room for one, so surely if you just fill it with... Okay, well, regardless, not a big deal. This map is kind of playing out how I like to see it. We've got both players taking their 3 bases and their respective corners. Oh, I'd also seen you power 9 gates with 1 pylon with optimal placement. I didn't know that. I thought you could only power 8. But you make like a box, right? You have 3, 2, 3. Ah, Rota saying it's 9. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Nice engagement so far by SCVFORCE. He pushes out with his tanks and his vultures. +1 attack has just come in, so this is a perfect time to be attacking. No starport though, so this is a 6-fact all-in. No 3rd base either, but this is a very, very strong push. And Shura is going to be struggling a lot with this. He has built a lot of gateways, but they've not come in yet. And they're all quite close to this wall. If he can siege here, if he sieges in this corner, he can attack the gateways and the base. But here we go, let's zoom out. take all of the information away because we don't want to know exactly what's going on here. This is such a tense moment in the game. Looks like Siege is coming up at the back. Siege going to be coming up at the front. No bunker is being built at the front at the moment. Not too much buildable area outside of the bases. So that shuttle could obviously become a bit of a problem. Vultures rallying in, but I think this could be a little bit too much. The 6 factories going to be doing so much damage. The natural, at the very least, is going to be going down here. We've got mines being laid, trying to catch any dragoons. Nicely done. Gets more mines in the way. Going to cause these zealots to actually not eat too many of them. But as he does that, he's going to go in towards the natural mineral line as well. This is going to put it's going to put Shura down to 1 base. The supplies are fairly even at the moment, but that's with 20 additional probes. So that is, of course, a big supply advantage in army for our Terran player. We've got a bunker coming at the front, a missile turret coming in as well. The first Nexus has fallen. Now, interestingly, there's no hidden base or anything coming up. Going to be using all of his money to try and deal with this army. But this should be a little bit too much for our Protoss player to deal with. Now, of course, there is so many more gateways than there are factories right now, but this is such good positioning. He's going to have to push in, and if he pushes in, he's going to be pushing into a complete mess of tanks here. There's so many vultures in the way as well. The zealots coming in. Can he get a big mine drag? Looks like he almost does, but not quite, but does get on top of the factories. Sorry, on top of the tanks. There, of course, is no third base behind this. There's no +2. This has to work. And it looks like Shura may have just about done enough to hold on. Massive supply advantage now for our Protoss player. And things are going from bad to worse for our Terran. Nice mine drag on the vultures, clearing those up with just the zealots. And the push has been thwarted. There is no additional tanks coming in. And SCVFORCE is now in a ton of trouble. Once again, DM coming in from a very weird spot and coming back with a very powerful position. But this is looking a little bit rough for our Terran player now. He's lost absolutely everything. He's building his tanks again. We're going to see a mineral only coming up. But with no tanks, like realistically, he's going to have 4, maybe 6 tanks with the Protoss pushes. How does he hold? How does he hold onto his bases? That is not going to be something he can do. But of course, Shura has to attack. He has to make something happen. Otherwise, he will give SCVFORCE a way back into the game. Shura is, of course, only on 2 base still. Going into his 3rd. Rota saying just wall in. I mean, technically you could do that, but I mean, Protoss should have a big enough army to break whatever the Terran has at this point, given how well the trade went. Vulture's getting taken down as well in the middle. Mines not being fully used. Does need to make sure he uses all of them before he loses his vultures. Oh, he's going to try and go into the natural here. This is quite a good move, but 2 cannons there going to help clean this up. Can he get a mine drag off in the middle line? No, he cannot. And here we go. Let's test out Rota's theory, saying 4 tanks will hold anything pre-arbiter or speed shuttle. I'm not so sure about that one. Looks like we do have the bunker coming in. Mine drag coming in, but oh, you nearly mine drag. Okay. I stand corrected. Rota was correct. And there wasn't enough units here for our Protoss player. Doesn't even get a single hit on any of these tanks. The bunker holds strong. And SCVFORCE has got himself in a good position to come back in the game. I get the feeling he could have broken that though. If that mine had gone off, that killed 2 tanks. But yeah, he just kind of, his units got stuck or something, I don't know. But we're going to have the 4th base coming in finally, over in the top left hand corner. Lots of vultures in the map planning, a lot of mines, really limiting the Protoss movement around the map. That's going to give SCVFORCE a chance and time to pull his way, claw his way back if he can, into the game. That's what we like to see, because that means we're going to have a longer game, which is always good. But coming back from a failed 6 fact all-in is very difficult. Now, did he do enough damage? He killed the Nexus, he killed a lot of Protoss units, but he lost all of his tanks. He delayed his +2 attack. His +2 attack is only now coming in. Late game, the Protoss should have the advantage here, but for whatever reason, Shura actually delayed all his tech. He's got his Templar Archives. Is he going Kingdom style? Doesn't look like we've got any High Templars coming in, so I don't think he is. So he's delayed his Arbiter tech, which kind of puts them in a weird, even spot. Which is kind of strange. Interesting cannon placement here as well. Right at the edges. I mean, I guess it kind of helps defend against drops, but... Oh, mines. Oh, losing a Dragoon to a mine, definitely not what you want to see as a Protoss player. Oh, that could have been a bad mine drag, but luckily enough he gets away with it. The Vulture's coming in at exactly the right time, but can't get through the wall. Nice wall in there with the pylons. Dragoon's trying to come up here with the Observer to clear out some of the mines, free up the space in the middle of the map. Really doing what Protoss players need to do. That is good to see. G5, thank you for the raid, man. Hopefully your stream went okay. We're currently on game 3 of DM vs Psi, the first series of today. And we're currently having, I think, a good time. I don't know. Maybe people in chat are, can't tell. But it's all good. At the moment, SCVFORCE is kind of finding himself a little bit stuck. But with the Protoss player delaying their tech long enough, SCVFORCE can actually go for another timing push as 2-1 finishes here. Now, SCVFORCE realistically should try and expand behind this, which he's going to, but these Dragoons will find this and kill it. Looks like he is just going to leave 2 Dragoons to delay this. Probe also was there, so I don't know why he sent the Observer. That was kind of unnecessary, but looks like we are going to have the Terran moving himself out of position. Could this be a moment for Shura to strike? Looks like he's going to choose not to. Going to fall back, regroup, try and find a better way. But now the Terran is going to find himself pushing through his own minefield, which can be very dangerous when we have a lot of Zealots. But Speed Zealots aren't done yet, which is kind of weird. I guess he delayed all of his tech. Looks like we do have a D-Matrix on the front. Vulture does soak up a lot of damage. Terran Force doing a lot of damage to the Protoss here. And with no tech units, no Storm, no Arbiters, Shura is in big trouble now. Our speed is done. They don't look fast to me. I swear they're faster. I swear Speed Zealots are faster than that. Okay, it looks like we do have Storm coming in, but is there enough energy? There is enough energy for Storm. Nice Storm on the front tanks. Can he break through though? I don't think he can with the army he's got, so I don't know. I apparently don't know how fast Speed Zealots are. But looks like Vulture's clearing up some of the High Templar here as well. But I swear Zealots were faster than that, and oh my goodness, the mines are starting to do their damage. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, so much blue goo. You hate to see it. Oh, I guess because I am zoomed out, maybe they look a little bit slower. I don't know. I still don't like the... Okay, yeah, they're faster. There we go. GG. Shura taps out. SCVFORCE did what he needed to do. Takes game number 3, and we'll be back with game number 2 when we get back after this very short commercial break. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going to be heading into game number 4 here. TousaN versus Marine here on Tau Cross. I was a little bit longer than the timer suggested, as when I stood up to go and get some water, there was a friggin' daddy longlegs, or a crane flyer, whatever you call it, fucking flying around my room, so I had to kill it. I hate those things. They don't scare me, but they creep me out. Their legs are so long, I hate them. It was like flying around everywhere, so I was like chasing it with a shoe. I hate it, but yeah, TousaN starting us off in the top right hand corner in the orange. And down here in the bottom right, in the green, is going to be Marine. Now it does say it's a TBT. It's because Marine unfortunately played Terran the last time he played in the STPL, and I didn't realise. Daddy Longlegs in the UK is two things. It's a crane fly and a spider. But yeah, it's a TVP. I'll update in the database afterwards, so we're all good. It's not a flying spider at the very least. I'm glad those don't exist. Although I did have a friggin' fright the other day because I was sitting there playing WarioWare. It just came out, it was like 1 AM, and I was playing it, and as I picked up my Switch to do something, I looked right in front of me, and directly in front of my face there was just a spider hanging there, and I was like, whoa! I like threw my chair back, like ran and got a glass and like put it back outside. But why do they always do that? Why do they like swing down directly in front of your face all the time? Like, do they do it deliberately? Like, if there's a spider like on the ceiling or something, or on the wall, it's like, okay, fine. They don't know it's your face, that's a fair point. But then why do they swing down to it anyway? Like, they don't swing down randomly, they only swing down, like, at random occasions. They make nets, but they don't make a net in the middle of a room. Like, they can't make a net that big. Well, they probably could actually. It'd just take them a long time. One thing I'm kind of glad about though is since I moved to my new apartment a couple of years ago, I deal with much less bugs. Like, my previous apartment had like gaps around the front door, and that was rough. I had like multiple spiders in my house all the time. And they were the least of my worries. Like, I had so many flies and stuff that would get in, and it was horrible. Luckily enough, the spiders helped out a little bit with that. But yeah, it was not good. I also had like an ant infestation in my kitchen at one point as well, because there's nothing I could do to stop the bugs coming in. I was like living with a barn door or something. They were just coming in freely, and there was nothing I could do about it. But either way, back to the game. Factory coming in. SCV's off gas, so an expansion is going to be coming up behind this bunker. Going to build it with the bunker SCV as well. Yes, ants are like impossible to stop, but luckily enough, because I'm on the second floor, or I'm on the first floor in the UK, second floor in the US, I don't really get any ants up here. Like, I get spiders come in sometimes, and like flies, I've maybe had like 3 that have flown in through my window and couldn't fly back out. But daddy longlegs, like as soon as like it gets to this point of the year, and because they only seem to fly into the wall and fly up, they fly straight into my window. And then, yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I poisoned the ants that were in my apartment before, but That was my old apartment. I live in a new building now, so it's not nearly as bad. Now, nice Dragoon movement by Marine here, gonna catch out the Vulture in the middle of the map, trying to get some damage done. Not allowing it to lay any mines to block any expansions as well. Trust me, like, Chaz Leaksy in chat, a good matchup, Kicks versus Fly. I hate bugs. Yeah, crane flies are like spooky mosquitoes, but they're harmless. I just hate them. They always seem to like fly at you, and they scare the shit out of me. Like, I don't know why I get grossed out by bugs so easily that I hate dealing with them. Like, spiders I kind of got used to dealing with, but even then I like have to psych myself up to get a glass to put them back outside. Grast just said in chat, I remember Marine losing a Nation War match because of a fly on the window. Oh man, that sucks. Yeah, like, I think bugs are cool. I think bugs are great, but just keep them the hell away from me. I don't want a bug anywhere near me. I don't want to see any bugs. They can do whatever they want outside, but the second they come anywhere near me, I do not like it. Okay, it looks like mine's going to be used to block the third base. Back at home, we do have two factories, a starport coming in for a dropship. Now, drop on this map is very strong. You've got a very droppable main. There is a ledge above your natural as well, which you can use to drop on. We've got mines here on these vultures, which is also a very, very good move to have. No speed on the vultures, but when you're going for a drop, you don't necessarily need them. Now, Marine does not know about the dropship. And there we go, he's going to get in. How many probes can he kill? One goes down immediately. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is so much damage coming in here. 8 probes. Did one just die? No, he doesn't get the extra kill. He's not laying the mines though. If he'd laid mines here, this would be so much better. But that's definitely a lot of damage. Like, for one drop, killing 7-8 probes is insane. Look at this! Picks up, flies away. That's a good use of a Terran dropship right here, right now. TousaN definitely doing a very, very nice job here in this game. Looks like he was bringing some tanks down as well. Now, if you can siege here and drop your vultures, that is so good. That is so, so good. Now, is he going to drop the natural with the tanks? I would love to see that. Love it. Okay, 5 factories on the 2 base here. Very, very standard play by TousaN. No armory just yet, so as where he went for an early starport, he's delayed his upgrades, which means a 2-1 timing is not going to be as powerful. Looks like the dropship avoiding the observer, but the dragoons are coming down here anyway, so I think it must have just about caught it. But no armory is the big problem here in this game, because if you don't have 3-2 upgrades as Terran, you are not fighting Protoss late game. You have to have those upgrades. Now, he does have an opportunity to do a timing attack, knowing the fact that his opponent's third base is so far delayed. He did kill the probe as well. But... and he also killed 7 probes before. Yeah, that's rough. Like, it looks like he is going to come back in. Can he get another couple of kills? Looks like 1 is going to go down. 2 probes going to go down. 3 probes. 4 probes. Can he get a 5th? Looks like the answer is no for the time being, but coming in from a different angle. Nope. 4 additional probes. 11 probes dying this game puts TousaN at a very, very big advantage. But it's all going to come down to those upgrades. If TousaN doesn't win the game with the timing here, he is going to be in a lot of trouble. Now, the Academy's only just come in as well, so we don't have any scan. It looks like Marine getting in a position to intercept any further dropships. This is actually going to stop the dropship from getting away. So that's a little bit unfortunate. Looks like 4 more vultures did want to go down there and do some more dropping. But oh, is he going to be able to go around the dragoons? No, okay, he's not going to be able to do that. But he does know where the army is now, which is good. That'll allow him to go over here to this third base. There's not really too much defending it. And the mines in the middle should actually cause a few problems here for our Protoss player. But let's see these vultures come in. They're going to at least get a single probe. Wow, is this probe going to survive? No, there we go. It does go down. Lots and lots of mines being laid down here. If he... Oh, the mines! One mine connects. That's a lot of damage being done to these the dragoons. Now, if these vultures just focus down the Nexus and use all of their mines to delay as much as possible, another mine going off on the dragoons. And that's rough. Very rough. Now this is very, very nice tank movement. Knowing a lot of the units are stuck on the left-hand side of the map, he's going to slow push with his tanks. This will allow him to secure his third base and also look to start dropping into the main. And this is going to be across a bridge as well, so this could be a very awkward position for Marine to attack into. TousaN doing a very, very good job with his unit movement this game. But is this a little bit too far forward for these tanks? Siege mode coming in, but a little bit too late. Big siege volley though on that the first set of dragoons. Looks like he's going to hold this position. And the dropship heading into the main with some vultures inside. There is a cannon, but if you drop a single tank here, that cannon is dead. And the tanks are going to be able to get into a position to start leapfrogging their way into the main if they want to. Although it looks like TousaN sees blood. He thinks that he's going to be able to clear everything here. And he's going to go for the third base most likely. And is he correct, or is this the wrong choice? I seriously think dropping some tanks in the main would be good, but this is definitely looking good for our Terran player. Now this is a very strong position to hold. If you block the units from being able to come out the main and natural, you're in such a good position as the Terran player. The upgrades of course still aren't there, so this army isn't as strong as maybe it could be. Looks like one of the tanks going to move forward to get into a position to attack the Nexus. Vultures coming in to help soak some of the damage up, keep this tank alive. Mines at the back going to help this out. Looks like he's going to be able to hold this position at least for the time being. But Marine is going to be losing a lot of units to hold his natural. Definitely not worth it, I would say. And with scans, he can actually block the units coming out the main. DT coming out here, that's going to help him a little bit. But mines being laid down going to cause a lot of trouble for this DT. DT goes down immediately, and it looks like this could be a little bit too much damage. TousaN in such an incredible position, and TousaN is going to be taking... Oh, the mine! Only killing 2 probes, but that could have been much, much worse. And yeah, this is pretty much game over. Marine has done his best here, but unfortunately it's not good enough. Shuttle coming in, but an Unsiege is going to deal with that no problem. DT coming in here as well. Scan should come down. Scan comes down immediately. DT does kill a tank, but 1 tank is not enough. GG. WWE. I don't know what that means. But there we go. The World Wildlife... Oh, World Wrestling Federation. World Wrestling Entertainment. What is the... It used to be the World Wrestling Federation, didn't it? Now it's the World Wrestling Entertainment, but why is he saying that? Okay, we'll be back in a couple of minutes with game number 4.
Mission 2, start. Thank you. Laser gun.
Okay guys, welcome back. We are going to be heading in to the ace match here between pSi and DM. Can pSi finally beat their losing streak against their longtime rivals DM? Or are we going to see another victory on the table for DM? It's white starting us off here down in the white in the bottom left. And in the top left we have in the pink fighting for pSi, it's going to be mitak. So the captain of DM has got it all on his shoulders here, as the man with the pickaxe is going to try take the first victory in STPL history for pSi against DM. I didn't start the music. Got the Terran music, so no one really cares anyway, right? Okay, the map we're in is Holy World SE. Could we see some infests? There is a neutral Terran command center under the map. In case you haven't seen this map before, it is a relatively rare map, so you probably won't have done. This is the center of the map here. A neutral command center in the middle of a pentagram surrounded by neutral disruption webs. One of my favorite maps to watch games on. We always end up with really interesting games here. High ground natural. If you control your natural, you control the base in the bottom left, as well as this third base gas as well. And you get 5,000 gas here, so it's not a lower... I clicked the wrong... Oh my god, I'm pressing all the wrong keys. But hopefully we will get to see some infests, because that would be very nice. Today's cast, we've actually had some pretty long games, which is quite nice. But my voice is starting to pay, so I'm hoping I'll be able to make it to the end of the second series. Worst comes to worst, we'll stop the second series midway and I'll finish casting it on Wednesday. And then we'll cast on Friday as well, rather than just doing 2 days this week. But I've got to get used to casting again, that's the problem. Trouble is, I'm going to be completely honest, I got incredibly lazy. I got very, very lazy. I've basically done nothing the last like 6 months. Other than work and play VR chat. Yeah, PvZ, high ground nexus being built. Looks like mitak went for a fairly standard opening, going for a fairly standard expansion. Probe being chased away to the left hand corner of the map. And that's all well and good. Now to help Protoss wall on this map, I don't know if you noticed, but there's actually these tiles that tell you where to build the buildings. I really like it when they do that, and I pressed the wrong thing again. You can see it here as well, so you build your gateway there, your forge there, and the other bases have it as well. It just makes it a little bit easier for Protoss to wall in, because realistically, on new maps, Protoss have so much trouble learning how to wall. Even if you know how the walling mechanics work perfectly, you still get your wall wrong sometimes, whereas if you've got those guidelines, it just makes things a little bit easier. We're going to have a few lings pushing out in the middle of the map. The probe did get cleaned up, so no further scouting information for white. He's going to try and get a second probe out, but looks like that probe is going to be intercepted by the lings here. But that is going to go down immediately. Yeah, there we go. No additional scouting information. It is 2 cannons, so these lings should not be able to break through. No speed is on the way just yet. We're going to see 3 hatch layer, or yeah, 2. Yeah, 3 hatch layer. No HydraDen just yet. So depending on when we see the gas timing for the natural, we could see some kind of muta play, which would be quite interesting. Muta's quite good on this map, given you have such a large amount of airspace around the edge of your main. Looks like another probe wanted to get through. It does get past the initial group of lings. Is it going to be able to get into the main base? I don't think so. But if he doesn't block it, oh, this is nice. That's a very nice move, but you can actually mineral walk through, and that's that was a nice move by white. Good pickup on the mineral walk. He's going to see the lair, going to see no HydraDen, and white is going to feel very happy with himself at the moment because he knows he's not up against the 3 hatch Hydra burst. He sees the Hydra Den as the probe leaves and the second gas as well. Perfect scouting information for our Protoss player. But can mitak go against the swing of fate? Finally get a win for his team. mitak getting ready with his Citadel, going into a Stargate. Very standard play. mitak on the other side going for his Hydra upgrades. No Spire just yet, but we are going to see Overlord Speed coming in to begin with. Excellent standard play once again. Cast a Muse. The Dodal is free. You don't need to do that anymore. Irradiar is calling 3-hatch drop in chat right now. So it would be interesting to see if that's coming in. I guess with no Spire coming up, it makes sense going for that layer early on. And 3-hatch drop on this map is very strong. But if the drop gets seen, and your Hydras get stuck here or something in the Overlords, you can lose the game. So, risky play. A little bit of an all-in. We'll have to keep an eye on seeing if Overlord drop comes in as well, which I definitely think it will do. But it's interesting he's mining from 2 gas when he's only going for drop, right? Is that standard to mine from the 2 gas? I guess you can kind of fool your opponent thinking you're going viewers, but you should be able to get in and scout this. 2 gas is for the upgrades. Okay. I suppose that makes sense, yeah. Overlord drop coming in as well, so... Irradiar calls it perfectly right. I guess when you've played Brood War for like 20... How many years now? 22 years? You get pretty good at that. Now, a lot of cannons being added on at the front. This will help against a full frontal assault, but will not help you defend against drops. And there's only a single Corsair. A single Corsair is not going to help you at all. This could be a little bit rough. I think mitak is going to be able to take down white here. Oh, it's 23 years. Wow. 23 years Irradiar's played Brood War. Well, I guess he's played StarCraft, because Brood War came out in 98, right? And you were playing in vanilla, so... That's insane. Now, he sees the Overlord upgrade, but doesn't know about drop, but he does see the fact that there's no Spire. So he should start building more Corsairs. He's going to add more gateways on. He's got his Templar Archives coming up. Will he build cannons in his main? Because if he doesn't, that's going to be game over. Because there is 4 lurkers coming in. So many Overlords down here already. And more on the way. 3rd hatchery, or 4th hatchery being built at a 3rd base over on the right hand side of the map. And mitak is completely blind as to what's coming his way. He is in no way prepared for this. And this is going to be very rough. He thinks it's just going to be a full-on frontal assault, and I don't think it's gonna work out. This is so many units that are going to be dropping in. He doesn't have a Corsair down here to deal with this. He has absolutely no way of holding his main base, and he could maybe try and sit in his natural and pray, but he is going to lose everything. Here we go. The Overlords coming in. So many of them. No units whatsoever to be able to defend this. Cannons being panic built in the main. They're not going to be done in time. The lurker's going to be taking down the gateways even. We do of course have some High Templar, but they don't quite have energy yet. Storm is not quite finished either. And this is going to be game over most likely. The Citadel going to go down. The Templar Archives may even go down before Storm is done. This is going to be a race against time, but looks like he's going to let Storm finish and go for the Nexus. The main base is going to fall. And white is going to die. We've got lurkers in the natural. 9 kills there on one of them. How many is this as well? I can't even click it because the Overlord's in the way. 4 kills on that one. 13 probe kills. The main Nexus is down. Storm coming down on the high ground lurkers. Only getting one of them. Missing the second one. GG. White taps out. pSi finally do it. They break their loss streak of 7 games against DM and win their first series in the STPL Season 5. But, yeah. I thought I got everything wrong there, but nicely done. Now mitak, of course, being a little bit cheeky there, going for a little bit of an all-in, but you know what? It was a well-planned all-in. It worked out perfectly, and he won the game with it. So at the end of the day, that is how we go. Of course, we had mitak take down Irradiar in game number 1. White coming back against Grast in game number 2. SCVFORCE taking down Shura in game number 3. TousaN taking down Marine's Protoss in game number 4. And mitak taking down White to clear the series for pSi. Congratulations to him and congratulations to pSi. We will be back in about 5 minutes with our second series, iRk versus Red. STP. Okay guys, welcome back. We're heading into our second series. It's going to be iRk starting us off here. One-time second place finishers, one-time third place finisher, losing out to Seoul in the grand final last season. They've done an incredible job in the season so far. They're 5-0 against their opponents, and they've won more than almost double the amount of games they've lost, which is ridiculous when it comes to team play. And look at their Protoss stats. 105 wins, 61 losses. And when you look at it, you look at the players they've got coming today, look at Dewalt's stats, it's ridiculous. Oya's stats as well. Like, iRk is just so good as a team. Their opponents, they are an amazing team as well, but in terms of skill level, in terms of success, I definitely think iRk have the edge here, but Red are a great team to watch. They've got a lot of really good, fun players that play a lot of really cool games as well. We're going to see Ratata for the first time in a very long time in the STPL. We got Machine back again, MasterReY, aka Horotos, not LML, and then Razz, of course, as well, who we saw last week. So let's have a look at the lineups. We're going to have a TBT to start us off with between MadiNho and Ratata on Neo Electric Circuit. We're going to have a PvZ between Oya and Machine, a PvP between Dewalt and MasterReY, and then a ZVP between Kame and Razz. So we're getting all the Terrans out of the way to begin with, and then we're going to go into a lot of Protoss matchups. So let's see how we're going to go. Let's jump straight into game number 1 on the Electric Circuit. It's a TBT. Let's get into it. Okay, starting us off here in the top right hand corner in the yellow, fighting from Norway for iRk, it's the Viking Terran, MadiNho. And his opponent spawning up here in the top left hand corner, fighting for Red, it's Ratata. Now it is TBT, so we're going to take a few minutes to really get into the action here. But it looks like Ratata has played this map before. He's building his depots in the best place. MadiNho is also doing similar. You can fit about 9 depots, I think, up here, if I remember correctly. But building your main base in this is quite difficult. Mind Flayer, I didn't do the drinking stream yet because every time I went to do it, my stomach would always mess up. So it was like, yeah, I probably shouldn't drink today. I haven't drunk like alcohol in like 3 months maybe, so I need to do that at some point. I'm probably gonna do it in October when Monkey Ball comes out. I'll play Monkey Ball while drinking. Yeah, I'll announce it early enough, but it's not like people really want to watch me play games anyway, to be fair. So there'll be like 5 people that show up, but it's fine. Facecam is a no-go for me because I really can't be bothered streaming with Facecam anymore. Like, I don't know. I will, like, there is a very high probability I will not get drunk as hell on stream, because I barely get drunk. My alcohol tolerance is quite high given how little I drink. And I drink at a very steady pace, so I'll probably be like tipsy, but not like blackout drunk or anything. You know, I'm not good at drinking, so I definitely couldn't drink anyone under the table. It's like I drink sort of slowly. SCV, MadiNho is just going to allow that to run in. He is pushing forward with this early racks, but I don't think this is really going to work out too well. He is going to be able to get one SCV though. Not too bad. He gets the Marine. Does get the second SCV. Finally, looks like the SCV came back. Oh, that was actually a different SCV. He's got one in his main. With the bunker coming up, MadiNho shouldn't really be able to do any damage here. And now RatataTeNG is going to be ahead. Yeah, MadiNho spent a lot to make that happen, and he didn't actually get much damage done. He killed 2 SCVs, but then he's also had 2 SCVs of his own not mining, so they're both even on workers, they're both pretty much even on supply, but RatataTeNG's expansion is going to be a lot higher, a lot faster even, and we're going to have to go from there. Master Kitanda. Okay, 2 factories come up for RatataTeNG, fairly standard playoff of the 2 base. 2 factories coming up for MadiNho as well. Now, are both players going to go the Vulture route, or are we going to see tank Goliath? Because Vultures are pretty strong on this map, there's a lot of space to run them around. There's a lot of really good choke points to mine as well. So it'd be interesting to see how they're going to play this. We've got an armory coming up for MadiNho already though, so he's going to be ahead in the upgrades. He will be going for at least 1 or 2 Goliaths most likely as well. And there's those mines being laid first by MadiNho. Mines are so good in this position because it gives you vision. It does somewhat trap your opponent's units in their base, and it allows you to look to set up a strong container early on if you want to. But he is just continuing going for Mass Vulture. Looks like we do have Mass Vulture on the other side as well, but the upgrades are a little bit later due to the later factory where his opponent went one factory expand and he went 1 racks expand. But at least mathematically, MadiNho is going to be in the lead to begin with the Vultures. Like, obviously as the natural expansion kicks in and he can get more factories up faster like he's doing now, the scale will tip in favor of RatataTeNG. It's actually 3 factor already against 2, with 1 on the way. So the short numerical advantage should be ending soon, but RatataTeNG also has a lot more SCVs, so supply-wise, army-wise, they're around the same at the moment. They are exactly the same at this specific point. But there are still 3 Marines over here as well, which adds up. Vultures are going to head out on the map, of course, with the vision. Mines do not hit Vultures, of course, so they can just run past them if they want to. But he will get vision of the fact his opponent is moving out on the map now. Goliaths are insanely good against Vultures. They take a long time to die, and they also do a ton of damage. They're also pretty good at taking down flying buildings. Now if he can make that burn, which I don't think he's going to get the vision to, that could be very annoying because it forces you to build another barracks before you can add any more factories on. But he's already up to 5 facts, so he shouldn't be too worried about that. No scan as of yet for RatataTeNG. You kind of need your academy by now, so skipping the academy for this long is a bit of a mistake. And Mad is going for his academy now. But having that scan would allow him to clear these mines and freely move on the map. So I definitely feel that things are going a little bit better for Ratata. But MadiNho definitely making the right moves to be able to come back. Look, the barracks is going to go down. He finally has started his academy, okay. Because if this barracks dies, you can't build the academy, so your scans are even later. I think maybe seeing his barracks dying and also seeing that MadiNho was building an academy was like, do I have one? And he's like, oh wait, no. That happens a lot in TvT. If you don't go for a build that's kind of relying on academy or sort of going for academy at a certain time, like the build I used to use was like a factory expand into 3-fact, into Academy Armory, into 5-fact. That was what I used to do, but yeah, a lot of people don't go for that build. That was quite an old build. Now look at this, the mines out the front are enough that MadiNho can come and set up a hard contain now. And if he hard contains Ratata, even though Ratata has a numerical advantage, it could be game over right here, right now, because you cannot allow yourself to get contained here. And he's going to have to. He's going to move back. What he definitely needs to do is move some tanks to this high ground here to defend this area. But yeah, this is going well for MadiNho right now. He's caught up in supply, killed a lot of vultures for free, and he is in an incredible position now on the map. And now Ratata's supply is plummeting. His tanks are fighting into the worst location possible. And MadiNho has suddenly taken a massive, massive lead in this game. And without dropships, Ratata is going to find it very hard to break out now. Both players going for their third bases, but MadiNho getting his up sooner. MadiNho coming from a position where he was a little bit behind to zooming very, very far ahead now, and that was all because of these mines. Because these mines were here, he knew that Ratata's army was in his base. He knew that there was no pressure at that part of the map, and that gave him the ability to just wander up to where he needed to be. And that's definitely maybe a little bit of a misplay as well by Ratata, not putting more mines in between, which would have allowed him to move his units into position sooner. But unfortunately pushing forward once again, the barracks at the front is going to help out a little bit. He has cleared out some of these tanks, but his units are very heavily damaged. He still doesn't have a lot of options, and he still has to make something happen here. Second armory coming up for MadiNho now, or is it, yeah, this is the second armory, isn't it? So he's going to be going for double upgrades, probably 2-1, I would say, before moving into ship upgrades if we go a little bit later on in the game. We've got a vulture checking down here for any hidden bases. We've got a vulture down here checking for any hidden bases as well. And MadiNho is just trying to basically secure his position in this game. The tank's running forward due to a little bit of mispathing and getting caught off guard by the... Oh, this is a little bit rough. Unsieging all your tanks, there was a little bit of a mistake, but still going to be able to clear the front tank, trading 1 for 1, 2 for 1. Definitely not great. But there we go, you see that mines do absolutely nothing in this situation. Okay, they're going to soak up a tank here, which isn't too bad. Allows them to take out another tank. No target firing by MadiNho, a little bit of a mistake. And Ratata is actually breaking out. He's broken out the contain now. And he's done all he needed to do, because he's secured his like side disruptor. Although the contain has just moved a little bit further back, there's more units in his way. But now he has the advantage. Scan came in before. He had the vision range advantage, so he gets the first shots. But loses his barracks once again. And that's going to stop him building any more factories. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 factories. Against 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 coming up over on this side. Starport is done, so dropships could start coming in. And looks like our Ratata are going to continue to try and break out this base. Looks like MadiNho maybe bet too hard on his contain and didn't reinforce it well enough. Units getting taken out by mines at the back, very nicely done. And Ratata has secured himself a 4th base. And that is all he needed to do. He doesn't need to push any further. He can if he wants to, but if he just sieges here, makes a siege line here, he blocks this base, can drop up here, and then he also gets to do some damage to these side disruptors and everything. But the important thing is he secures the gas base. That is the most important base on the map at the moment for Ratata. MadiNho's taken his third gas already. He's already taking the... He's not even bothering with the minerals right now because he knows that's not what he needs. He's got the mineral-only base. Killing these side disruptors is good, but realistically it's not something that Ratata has to even worry about. He has this position here. All he has to do is get some drops and drop. Like, you're never going to be able to walk up this ramp. There's too many tanks down here. You can't push into that even if you want to. Now there is a vulture, but unfortunately not in a position to block a hidden base coming down here. He does see it, but doesn't move into a position to block it just yet. Probably not seen it on the overlay. Now this is when things are going to get troublesome, because Ratata has moved out on the map. He's securing his fourth base, but he's unable to successfully break the contain on the left hand side. And on the right hand side, these tanks aren't really achieving anything. MadiNho can reinforce this point very easily. He's never getting up this ramp. And there's still no dropships. Dropships are what he needs. That is how you win on this map. You drop the third base, you drop the main. It's very, very long by ground to get back into your main base on this map. And it's made easier now by the fact that he's opened up the ramp. So he's made things a little bit harder for himself. But here we go. Looks like we are going to see Ratata to try and break on the left again. There isn't many tanks here anymore, so he's going to be able to break through. But MadiNho is about to go into his fifth base down here in the bottom right. Now Ratata is going to be able to secure his fifth base on the left hand side as well by this move. And this game is definitely still going to go the distance. As long as neither player throws away everything, we should be in for a nice long game. But 1-0 against 1-1. Not the biggest deal in TvT, but really does need to siege. Maybe being a little bit too over-aggressive. Ratata maybe not wanting to go into a long game against MadiNho. And there is a damn good reason for that. MadiNho is one of the best foreign Terran players at the moment. But MadiNho with a 30 SCV advantage, a big supply advantage as well, and the upgrade advantage, pushing into him is definitely the wrong move. Now the barracks is going to go down. Is he adding more factories on before then? Yes, he is. MadiNho definitely showing his prowess in TvT in this game, and you love to see it. Love a good TvT being played. Now, do the vultures see the units heading to the bottom right? He does know about the base. But does he really have enough to stop it? I don't think he does. Now, he's secured the base on the left, but he's not mining from it yet. He's not mining fully from his gas. He needs one more SCV here. And he really needs dropships. Like, dropships are what are really holding him back. He does have his science facility, so +2 attack is coming in. But +2 attack is almost finished as well for MadiNho, so not even going to be able to get an upgrade advantage here. Now turrets being added on. He knows he has to defend against drops here. No turrets really at his fourth base, which is kind of unfortunate. You should really line here and here with turrets so they can't drop your main. But he does have units quite close by, but still, you definitely don't want to be losing those. 4 dropships already. Nothing loaded up into them just yet, but the 5th dropship should be on the way. MadiNho, even though he's semi-contained, is going to find himself with a mobility advantage. And he can also add factories down here, which is where the real pain starts to come in for Ratata. Now Ratata doesn't know the dropships are coming either. The base coming up down here in the left-hand side is going to be dropped. But MadiNho doesn't even need to kill that base. If he just secures this main base, it's just simply a game of numbers, and he will eventually win. Now these SCVs may get stuck on this side disruptor, depending on where he sent the SCVs. Looks like they get a little bit stuck, a little bit confused, but they are going to be able to run past. A little bit of a weird pathing thing on this map, but there we go. Now, a lot of vultures coming in. The dropships, where did they go? Oh, the dropships are in the third base already. I completely missed that, but there we go. They're in. They're doing a lot of damage. And he doesn't have enough dropships to oust this. I think Ratata's just lost the game in this fell swoop. MadiNho is so far ahead now. Now there's tanks on the low ground, but tanks fighting low ground to high ground is definitely not what you want to see as a Terran player. Command center is going to go down most likely as well. He cannot save this unless he gets incredibly lucky with this repair timing. Is he going to save it? Is he going to save it? Is he going to save the... And he didn't kill his own side disruptor, so his units can't get back into his base. Tanks pushing forward from MadiNho. Ratata getting ready to come in for a big push. But I don't think this is going to work. He does. It's 2-2 against 2-1. Tanks, of course, with +2 two-shot tanks. So you can't really push into a 2-1 area. Not mining from this gas either. This is such a rough position for Ratata to be in. He's lost a load of his supply depots as well. And he lost his command center. He didn't manage to repair it in time. This is definitely going to be game over. We do have a push coming in here on the top right. Is he going to be able to break through? I don't think he will, but he's going to do his best. But okay, so now is when you go up this ramp, and that's what he's going to choose to do. But there's 3 wraiths here, and there's absolutely no anti-air. This is painful. Poor Ratata was in a very good spot. He overextended. He underestimated the power of MadiNho, and that is what happens. You end up in a situation like this where you have a single tank that's going to kill all 3 of these tanks. And there's absolutely nothing this tank can do about, or nothing these can do about it. The wraiths as well are going to cause a lot of trouble. If he maybe sieges here, he might be able to hit this, but even then he doesn't have vision. Another drop coming in at the top. More wraiths. Well, I think the same wraith's going to come out and clear all of these tanks in the middle, and this is going to be game over. MadiNho cannot, or MadiNho can't lose. Like, yes, Ratata has a lot of like bases, but he's not fully mining on all of his gases. He doesn't have that many SCVs mining minerals anymore, and he's only on 37 SCVs overall. MadiNho has won the numbers game, and he has essentially checkmated his opponent. As we stare at this kind of weird chessboard-like pattern in the map. Yeah, Ratata's holding on. He's thinking, I have bases. He scans. He sees the fact there's no where the base. Or he looks at where the bases are. Looks at the size of the army. He's probably going to tap out. There we go. GG. He knows he's done. MadiNho wins game number 1. Okay guys, welcome back. We're heading into game 2 between iRk and Red. First game was won by MadiNho. Starting us off here, his teammate in the red, Oya, and his opponent spawning down in the bottom middle, fighting for red in the blue, is Machine. And Godlike Paragon, that was 1080, yeah, but 1080 snowboarding for the N64. Okay, I swear my vision just like shook my screen. Did the Brood War screen shake, or is it just me? I wonder... No, I didn't have that clicked, I don't think. I have no idea what happened there. I think I prefer 1080 Avalanche on the GameCube. Why wouldn't they make a new 1080 game, damn it? Just build, like, even remake 1080 Avalanche, I'll buy it. Just remake both of them, I'll buy both of them. Just release them as they are, like, I'll just pay for them, I don't care, I want to play them again in a, like, easy way. Without having to use an emulator, you know? Like, F-Zero, 1080, and Excitebike are the 3 franchises from Nintendo that I want more of, and Wave Race. Wave Race Blue Storm and Wave Race are 2 of the best games ever. They are so good. How often do you get jet ski racing as well? Like, jet skis own. Everyone loves jet skis, right? And just think of how good a Wave Race game would look in HD, right? Wave Race Blue Storm already had some of the best looking water in any game ever. It's so good. Imagine that in HD, like, come on. Make it happen. Now, 12... That was a 10 hatch, 10 pool, I believe. Or maybe 9 hatch, 10 pool. I lost track because I got too busy talking about friggin' Nintendo games, because, welcome to my casting, it's been a while. We had a 12 next come up, so that's actually interesting. Knowing the fact he went up against the hatch first, he delayed his gateway, went for a Nexus instead. Very nice scouting. And this is turning into an opening I don't often see, so I'm not sure where to go from here. Yeah, my ability to get distracted by very simple things, especially me ranting about things, is insane. So if you do notice me starting to get a little bit off topic, a little bit too often, please do say something in chat and I'll stop. I have a very bad attention span. Third hatchery coming up at the third base here for Machine. Now if you're wondering, is this the Machine who now works for Twitch? The ex-StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 pro gamer? You would be correct. It is that Machine, Zerg. Playing for Red now. Did play for Ash last season, but moved on over. Found himself a very, very nice place on the roster. Now the core in the natural is an interesting choice, but I suppose it doesn't really matter too much where you build it. There was actually no pylon in the main, so that's why you can't build it there. Obviously it makes it a little bit more vulnerable, but realistically if that part of your natural is under attack, you're already lost. Stargate coming up in the main or the natural as well for the same reason. That's going to hamper his ability to build cannons here, so hopefully he's not going to get 3 hatch Hydra rusted. We've got a lair coming in for Machine at the very least, so unless we see like a weird 3 hatch drop play like we saw last time, I think we're just going to see a very standard build out of Machine. Obviously Machine, a member of Media as well in terms of clans, and Media players are kind of well known for playing incredibly standard, minus maybe G5 who plays a little bit easy sometimes. At least that was his like reputation. He can play standard as well, he just knows when to mix in those weirder builds. Then of course you've got like Nahook and Artosis who literally play the game by the book. Anything cheesy, get it out of their face, you know, they don't want to do that. One benefit of building the tech in the natural for Oya is it means he's got more room in his main for gateways, so that's always good later in the game. Probe in the main base, scout and everything out as well. Does get past the Lings on the ramp, does Mineral walk back home. Will he see the Spire though? He doesn't. He does see the 4th hatchery though, and he does see no Hydra Den, so he should be able to assume what's going on. Oh yeah, very, very strong Protoss player, does know PvZ very well. when you actually look at his win statistics against Protoss, they're pretty damn good. He's got a 64% win rate over 17 games against Zerg. Very, very respectable. A Machine with only 4 games against Protoss under his belt has only won 25% of them, so only 1 win so far. Can he get a second here? Citadel coming up in the main here. Templar Archives going to be coming up next. Well, the first Corsair able to do a little bit of damage, given the fact Hydras were delayed, but look at that timing. He knows the fact there's going to be Scourge popping out and he flies back. He's going to regroup with his other Corsair and he is going to get ready to defend against Mutalisks. Now we should have a couple of cannons coming on the main. We do. They will be well finished well in time of the Mutalisk getting there. Third Corsair coming on the way as well. And things are looking good for our red Protoss player. A Scourge coming in to try and hunt down the Corsairs. Not going to be able to quite get them. Going to fly into a cannon as well, so going to lose one of them there. Going to lose the second one to nice moving shot fire. Now the important thing in this battle is going to be the number of Mutalisks and the health of them. Plus 1 attack is coming in. It's almost about to finish, which means Mutas without any upgrades are really going to struggle. But it doesn't... Okay, I was going to say it doesn't look like Machine is committing to Mutalisks, but he is adding more, so he will be committing. 6th hatchery on the way at his third base. No Hydra Den still, unless I completely missed it. Oh, yeah, there is a Hydra Den, sorry. Hydra upgrades coming in. Extra creep colony being added on for protection. Probably going to go for a Spore to help defend his overlords. Could be for a Sunken as well. As soon as there is like a timing push, that can be very important. But we know that Oya doesn't have too many gateways at the moment to really push out on the map. And he still has to worry about these Mutas. So let's see how much damage these Mutas can do. Can they swing in and get the High Templar? He's hiding them behind the gateway. Very nice choice here, makes it harder to click on them. Looks like the Corsair is going to move into position to intercept the Mutalist. The Mutalist is going to be taking a ton of damage from the Corsairs here. Scourge coming in, but not really enough to be dealt with at all. DT getting an egg? Or getting a lava even. While that's not the biggest deal, getting 2 lava is still okay. It blocks the production of the Zerg. Delays the hatchery units coming out. Delays the drones, delays the Hydras, and gives you more of a chance to build a bigger supply lead when moving in for this first engagement. So nicely done. Another DT, oh sorry, the same DT still hanging around on the left hand side here. Not really going to be able to do any damage anymore, but still pretty good. Lots of Hydras, lots of Mutas, lots of Scourge in the middle of the map now for Machine as he gets ready to push through the middle. Now, this map is like Whiteout. These grey tiles are vision blockers, but with the Mutalist here, it means he's going to have full vision of everything around him, whereas, well, I guess Machine is going to, oh sorry, Oya is going to have his Corsairs as well, so that's not really going to come into play too much. DT goes down, but not without killing the drone, going for the 4th base. Nicely done. And here is going to be that first engagement. Hydra's getting caught off guard. There's going to be some big storms there. Nice storm on that first group of Hydras. Not really necessary, but looks like a High Templar going to go down. Is he going to get the second one? Yes, he is. The Corsair is killing all of the Mutalists, though, and there's still 2 storms remaining. Could this be the nail in the coffin here? It very well could be. Oya with a very strong army, getting ready to push down into the natural. Corsair is going to get all of the Overlords. And it looks like there may just about be enough Hydras to deter Oya from pushing it any further. A lot of the Corsairs did actually go down, I believe. Oh, he gets the final High Templar as well. And while this was going on, Oya didn't reinforce. Like, I'm so surprised he didn't just rally his units down the map, but I guess he feels like he's done enough. He's going to go back home. He's delayed this 4th base again and again. And it looks like Oya doing okay still, but Machine survived the push. He lost all of his Mutas, he lost a lot of Hydras, but he didn't die. And that is the important moment in the game for him. We're up to 7 gateways now. 8th gateway, I think, being added on with another gate. No, not a gateway in the main. He killed his probe by accident. That was a little bit of a weird choice, but did that unsupply block him? I don't know why you'd kill your own probe there, but oh yeah, is definitely a better player than me. Maybe it was a misclick, but why would you click on your cannon to attack something anyway when you're in that position? I don't know. Oh, the probe was stuck, was it? How was it stuck? Wasn't it like here? It couldn't have been stuck. Or was it here? Even then, you can walk through this gap. I don't know, that's strange. Oh, between the cannon and the pylon. Oh, so it was like here, I didn't notice. Oh well. Now, oh, you're going to be pushing forward through into here, but he doesn't have many storms, so this army, despite being quite large, is not very powerful. And of course, he's going to be fighting into the fact that he doesn't have vision. Oh, there's the storm. Wait, where's the High Templar? Oh, there's one. There's one High Templar there, and it gets an insane storm. Oh yeah, going to be able to clear out this 4th base again. Drone going up there to build something going to be taken out. And oh yeah, gets the hatchery for sure here, I believe. But the Dragoons coming in, you can really see the vision being blocked there. Doesn't use his storm. There we go, he uses the storm there. Hatchery still alive, but very low on health. Looks like the 4th base may be coming up. No, that's going to be a Zealot. Yeah, he gets the hatchery. Looks like he's going to fall behind or fall back here. High Templar going to go down most likely. But will he save it? Oh, it's so close to being saved. Oh my god, he saves the High Templars. Nope, never mind. They're both going to die. He doesn't save them. This is tragic. He could have had 2 storms if he just left his Dragoons back and let the High Templar move first. Another army coming through the middle of the map here from Machine, giving us a 2-pronged attack. As we do have the Lurkers getting in position on the high ground. There's no storm available. Well, there is a storm, but there's no vision, so he can't kill the Lurkers, so he's going to have to come back. And he is going to find himself get locked in his base in a second. There is an observer, but it's not in position with the army. The Machine takes a pretty strong position here on the map. The Dragoon's going to be able to clean this up fairly straightforwardly, but does need to be careful with this observer. It's his only observer at the moment. No 4th base. Zerg taking their 4th base once again. Creep colony up here as well, so I guess he's going to build a sunken immediately. Kind of help try and defend it, but he does break out the semi-contain supply blocks Machine at the same time. And oh yeah, looking in a very strong spot. Looks like he wants to expand down here or up here to the top left. It's quite hard to hold this base. It is very far away from everything else you have, but it is the natural expansion pattern of the Zerg. The Zerg would normally expand to here, and then when they've got that, expand up here as well. That's kind of the way that Blindside would normally split, but if Oya can mine this base out before the Zerg can get up there, build a load of cannons here, then he should be able to defend it quite easily. Now there is a big counterattack coming in through the right hand side of the map. Most of Oya's units are completely out of position here. One of the High Templar in a very awkward position. Not going to get taken down, but these cannons are not going to be enough to hold on to this base. Probes being evacuated immediately. The Nexus is probably going to go down here. Is he going to be... If he saves this Nexus, it's going to be such a crucial moment in the game. Zealot's coming in, gets the front Lurkers, does manage to clean up the attack, doesn't lose too many probes, doesn't lose the Nexus either, but a High Templar getting sniped there before it can storm. Always a circumstance you don't want as a Protoss player, but oh yeah, holds onto his base and Machine. He's finding himself very far behind in supply now. DT coming out here as well, kind of helping out with a little bit of damage. There is of course the Sunken, an Overlord, and a ton of Hydras, so it shouldn't be able to get in and do any damage, but yeah, he should really pull that back before then, but that's a little bit of a waste. A little bit unfortunate, kind of hard to keep track of everything, especially when he's moving all of his units over. He's got part of his army kind of unhotKeyed, now moving it across to the rest of his army, but pushing down here is going to be quite difficult. 2 Lurkers on the ramp going to make it hard to push up, and if he puts Lurkers here as well, it's going to be hard to break that base. So, oh yeah, kind of a little bit unsure where to send his army right now. It feels like we can kind of see how... Oh, I guess we can't because we've got an observer. But yeah, looks like he is in a relatively good spot. Nice storm. He's got a second storm that he must use. Does. Nice template usage so far this game. While this is going on, let's have a look at the upgrades. 2-1, 1-2 actually for the Protoss, 2-0 for our Zerg hero. Going for armor first, actually. I saw that quite a lot last year in the ASL. He's going for 3 armor before +2 attack. Oh, he's got +2 attack coming in as well. Is this +3 attack now? No, it's +2 attack. So yeah, going for that really weird armor first build. I guess it kind of works. Nice storm on those lurkers. Gets a second storm. Oh my goodness, the storms this game have been absolutely devastating for Machine. I think Machine is on his last legs. Oh yeah, with a very, very good army in a very good position. Should be able to swing into this third base. His fourth base is up. There is a ton of cannons up here. There is going to be very little that Machine can do to break this. We've even got a Zealot scouting down here for any hidden bases. And we've got a 5th base coming up now for Oya. And I think this could be a little bit too much Protoss. Like, Machine is still, of course, in the game until he's not. Sounds like a Michael Owen quote, because Michael Owen is also like that when he's doing football commentary, but Machine is on borrowed time. Machine does not have the army to deal with what Oya has now, and he can't expand. With the inability to expand, he's not going to be able to deal with this. So many lurkers have just been cancelled, and they're Hydras that are now sat in Storm, so I think this is possibly going to be the end of the game. Great storms at the back here. Absolutely nothing that Machine can do about this army. GG. Machine taps out. Oya takes game number 2. And that'll take us into game number 3 when we get back after this very short break. See you guys soon. Okay guys, welcome back. We're going into game number 3 between Red and iRk. Red's backs are against the wall, and it's only going to get harder from here. Starting us off in the top left hand corner, we have MasterReY fighting for Red in the blue. That's not confusing at all. And down here, the reason why things are so tough for Red right now is arguably the best, if not one of the best foreign players at the moment. We have iRk's Dewalt. Dewalt is incredible in PvP. In the STPL, he's rank 3 in the yellow system, over... Let me see if I can do some quick maths right here, real quick. We've got 82 games on the board for Dewalt, and he has won 63 of them. He has played 27 PvPs, and he's won 22 of them. The only player he lost to recently in PvP was Yeti on Tears of Goddess, and he lost against Eonzerg in his latest game. That was in March. That was back in the semi-final. Yeah, Dewalt, he's the miracle Protoss when it comes to STPL. He comes out, he performs absolute miracle wins against incredibly good players. And that is why MasterReY is going to have to come up with something smart here if he wants to take down the god of foreign PvP in the STPL. It's going to be rough, but can he do it? Looks like we do have mirror builds yet again in a PvP in the STPL. Could things be any more normal? Yes, in fact they could. But there we go. If Horatos can somehow win here, it means we will be possibly heading in to a Game 4 where we could possibly have an ace match afterwards. It's going to be quite difficult. Could it happen? I'm not sure, but I would love to see it. Okay, call coming up for both players. Both players getting the second scout, so no scouting, major scouting advantage for either player. No one's really going to be able to block each other's scout. Now this Zealot could technically block this probe, but you need very good micro to do that. Can he block it? No, he can't. Okay, a little bit unfortunate. You can block that if you are incredibly good, but it's very difficult. The no Zealot for Dewalt means his Dragoon is going to be a little bit faster.
Easily amused, huh?
I think you fake pin for the
Raise your
subman.
ear Dodel.
The way it said their clan name is great. I don't even know how to say it. Is it like RatataTeNG? RatataTeNG? Maybe? Something like that? I don't know. It's German. I can't read German, I'm bad. I learned German in high school, well, the equivalent of high school in the UK, and I've forgotten all of it. Say it in Japanese. I don't know what it means. I can't say it in Japanese. Deselteやどう出るかな。いや、それは違うよ。いや、でもカタカナで話せばそんなに古くないんだよ。いや、まあ意味わかんないから翻訳できないよ。できるわけないよ。I guess it would be like Sotta Kintama. I suppose that would be how you translate it, because I know what it means in English, but I just don't know. I don't know how to say it in German. Okay, so we've got 2 gates. Against 2 gates back home for Dewalt. Robo coming in for Dewalt already. Robo coming in for MasterReY as well, but Probe gonna see everything that's going on. Is this Probe gonna get away? It shouldn't do, no. There we go, Probe goes down. Now this is not an engagement you can win MasterReY, so he's gonna have to fall back, taking a lot of damage on that first Dragoon, losing the first Dragoon as well, losing the Zealot as well, but will escape with his other Dragoons. Not terrible, but every little victory adds in. Well, they all add up to an even larger victory in the long term. But when you've got a player to the caliber of Dewalt, Giving him little victories like that is what he needs to slowly snowball the game into his favor. And we can already see that he's up now 4 supply, he's up a probe. And it's getting a little bit tough here for our blue Protoss for red here. I can see Lucky Noob in chat trying to confuse me, but MasterReY is Horatos, I know that now. It took me a season to remember, but there we go. It helps that LML isn't in chat talking, because whenever LML's in chat, it just messes me up. It just confuses the hell out of me when LML's here. I see his name and I'm like, yeah, LML. It's like, no, it's not LML. Okay, big concave being set up here by MasterReY, thinking that Dewalt may push forward, but Dewalt is just kind of sitting back at the moment, not really willing to throw anything away. Getting ready to push though. We do have the first Reaver that's going to be on the way soon. No shuttle just yet for Dewalt, so going to go for an Observer first to be safe, to make sure it doesn't die to DTs. Honestly, a very good choice. Dewalt pushing in now. The first Reaver is out. The shuttle was ready. I just didn't see it. And this is looking a little bit rough here for MasterReY. He's going to try and do his best to hold on. But against a Reaver, with his Reaver not in position, he's going to be losing so many of these Dragoons before his Reaver even comes into play. The shuttle gets taken down immediately and the Reaver dies. That is going to be it. GG. MasterReY taps out. Dewalt takes game number 4. Game number 3 wins the series for iRk. And we even got to see a juicy Scarab at the end. We'll be back for game number 4 in just a moment. Okay guys, welcome back. We're heading into game number 4. We do have an iRk victory in the series, but the game still isn't over. There's one more match to be played, and starting us off here in the top right hand corner, gonna try to get a win on the board here for his team to stop the 4-0 sweep. It's gonna be Razz fighting for red. Actually in the red this time, which makes things a little bit easier. And his opponent spawning down here at the bottom right hand corner in the blue, looking to make it a clean sheet here for iRk. They did win a walkover victory in week 1 as well, so this will be undefeated so far in the STPL Season 2. Wow, Season 2, Season 5. That's a little bit of a Freudian... That's not really a Freudian slip, is it? Is it? No, it's not. It's Kame fighting for iRk. Okay, so we've got a PvZ, we've got an overpull coming in here, very standard play for Kamezerg. We have the wall coming in for Razz. Now, one thing about Telcross is it's quite difficult to wall in as Protoss in certain positions here. The Forge is very heavily exposed down here, so that does make Hydra Bust a little bit stronger, so we might see a little bit of a faster game. Kind of sounded there like my phone. It did. I heard like a weird vibrating noise behind me and I'm like, what? I thought my phone was on my desk. Oh well, doesn't really matter. Let's keep an eye on what's going on this time. So we've got the Overlord scouting first. That means Razz scouting second. Gonna have a little bit of a bad time getting a scout in, possibly, if the Lings move into the correct position. They can block this and stop the probe, but even be able to scout. Razz still no Nexus just yet, going for double Zealot before Nexus means he wants to put on a lot of pressure, but the overpull is going to mean that this pressure isn't really going to do too much. May force out a couple of extra Lings, but of course Kame knows everything that's going on, so it didn't really hurt him too much. Probe blocking the third base coming up, but not really the biggest deal. If he can kill the probe though, that would be very... Or if he can kill the drone, that would be insanely good. But it looks like he's not going to be able to. Keeps his pylon a little bit... Oh, he loses the pylon. Or he cancels it. But I think he knew it was going to die anyway, so he gets the money back. Forge coming in. Not a perfect wall here. I don't think this is tight. And this definitely isn't tight. So... that could cause a few problems with these Lings coming in. I wonder if that is Zergling tight. If anyone in chat knows, please let me know, because I'm honestly not sure. Protoss walls on this map confuse the hell out of me because it is kind of a weird map. It is quite an old map as well, but it is very standard in terms of 3-player maps, so that's why I put it in. I thought I'd put a few more standard maps in this time for you guys, because I know last season I went a little bit crazy. I know a lot of the players weren't very happy. I think at the beginning they hated it, and then they kind of came to like it a little bit more, but still, I did force them to play on a lot of maps they had no idea about, and I thought I'd put some more standard maps that people played a ton of games on, see how that plays out game-wise. We've got like Blue Storm, Talcross. In terms of standard maps, that's it. Then we got Blindside from last season, which people played a lot of. Neo Electric Circuit, I'd say, is fairly standard. Holy World and Judgment Day are kind of the more out there maps, and then you've obviously got Triathlon as well. So there's more standard maps this time than there are weird maps, so that's the first. Just while we're getting into the game, a big shout out to our sponsors, MasterReY and Esport Fund. Esport Fund have donated $1,000 to the prize pool already. If you want to help out, head on over to this MasterReY link that's just been posted in the chat. Click it, click claim code, and add 21 of the final remaining codes to add 30 cents to the prize pool completely free, courtesy of MasterReY, and help us get closer towards our $2,500 goal. We got $2,000 last season. Let's see if we can make this the biggest STPL yet. That would be amazing if we could, so if you guys can help out by using that free code, I would be very, very appreciative. 3 Zealots getting ready to move into this natural. There's not really any Sunkens or anything defending. This is such a weird base to look at. Like, it feels so open. Like, the Zealots should be able to take this engagement with the Lings. The drones are going to come out and help, and that's... Oh my god, that drone drill was absolutely devastating. The Zealots all going down, the Lings all surviving pretty much as well. That drone drill just saved his Ling's life there. Lucky noob in chat seeing that Holy World is STPL standard. I suppose in a way it is, right? I've used it twice now, and it's kind of on the more standard scale of maps, even if it is a little bit weird. Lucky noob saying with our luck we'll only get PVTs and TVTs on Holy World because we won't see any infests. I think you'll find we'll only get PvPs because that's how it normally goes. Yeah, I want to see infested Terrans on Holy World as well. We badly need infested Terrans, man. But in the STPL, we've had mind control. We've had infested Terrans before, but they barely did anything. We've had a lot of ghosts. We've had a lot of Dark Archon play. We've had a lot of Queen usage. The one thing that's missing is infested command centers with infested Terrans. We've had mass scouts as well. That is a very good point. Is he going to clean up all these Lings? I guess most of them before the Lings fly away. Or run away. If they could fly, that would be terrifying. Overlord speed coming in for Kamizerg. Back at home, we've got the Spire done. Hydra Den done. Hydra speed coming in. 5th hatchery is on the way and the 6th hatchery just finished up. Looks like the hatchery took a little bit of damage earlier from the Zealot pressure, but not really too much. The unit's going to scout their way across the map for both players. Seeing where the Corsairs are helps you defend against them, but he's already in a good position with all his Hydras. The Corsairs shouldn't really do anything. A little bit unfortunate there for Razz, who is definitely going to need to find himself a little bit of an opening if he can. Now the one bonus for Razz is he was never under any pressure, so he got away with just building a single cannon. This High Templar is going on the longest weird journey on its own, and it's unfortunately going to run into 3 Lings and die. That's a little bit unfortunate. Definitely don't want to be losing those high value gas units. Will manage to get it back. Maybe that's like the ultimate bait. It's like, hey, you see this High Templar? Look how good I am. I'm just going to give you this one for free, right? Come kill it. The BM High Templar, you just give one away for free. Well, I don't even need this Storm Energy. I don't need this. I'm so far ahead. It doesn't even matter. I'll just give you this one, you know. Corsairs coming in, getting a scout. See Overlord speed is done. See the Spire. See the Evolution Chamber. And see no Queen's Nest. So he is going to know exactly what his opponent's doing. Adding a second cannon for safety. Robo Facility coming up. And more gateways being added on. We're up to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 gateways. So there's going to be a big push coming off of 2 base here. And does Kame have enough to be able to hold on to this? Razz is definitely looking for a win. He wants to get a win on the board for his team. Of course, all the games are played at the same time, so he doesn't know that his team's already lost at this point. Even sees the Queen's Nest. And he has probably some very vivid, horrific flashbacks from playing against Drone if they play together as a team, which I think they do. Seeing a Queen's Nest is probably like some kind of Vietnam flashback moment for him, given the fact Queens could be coming. But I think we should be fine. I don't think we're going to really see any Queens this game. It would be nice. We have any further tech coming in? Looks like no. Just a lot of gateways, a lot of gateway units, and Storm. That means there's no observers, so he can't deal with the lurkers, at least not properly. Now, are these stop lurkers? Is he gonna hide them? Yeah, he's stopped lurkers. He's hiding his lurkers, so Razz doesn't know where they are. That is next level play. I love that. Okay, he doesn't hide this one. Oh yeah, there's animated Twitch emotes now, I forgot about that. Is that something you can only use as a partner? I'm guessing that's a partner thing, right? Corsairs coming in, going in for another scout. Do get out with their lives, see the hive coming in. Interesting factoid, do you guys know why they're called emoji? Probably do, but... well, obviously that's an emote, because Twitch used the word emote, but... obviously emoji is a Japanese word, so... just wondering if anyone actually knows, like, the actual reason. I'll explain it to you if you don't. Kind of pointless to know, but still interesting. Yeah, we'll explain it in a minute. Looks like we do have a push coming in on the 4th base here. This is a lot of gateway units, but he is going to be pushing into a very small choke. And fitting a big Protoss army through this small of a gap is very, very difficult. Looks like he's going to get a nice storm on some of the lings, but the Lurker's still going to stand strong for the time being. How much storm energy does he realistically have? One of his High Templar going almost down. Oh my goodness. Oh, the High Templar in the way. Oh, he needs to storm these Lurkers. He's going to get the Queen's Nest at the very least. He's going to get the Evolution Chamber. But I don't think he's going to be able to break this army. Another storm coming in. Lurkers pushing forward. And this army is not getting back home. There is going to be no Saigon for this Protoss army. They are going to be left deep behind enemy lines. Yeah, this is a bit of a rough point. Razz gonna move away with most of his Dragoons. Does get a Lurker on the way back for his trouble. This High Templar, unfortunately, I don't know what the hell his pathing was doing, but that definitely didn't work out. 3rd base while this is going on did not come up. Oh, it did. It came up here, sorry. So he does have a 3rd base, but not mining from it just yet. Emo in emoji is for, like, emotion, and G is the word for character. So, like an emotional character. That's basically it. Because Moji is the word for character, and obviously Emo is like a kind of shortened version of emotion, so it's like emoji, because it's an emotional emoji, essentially. Interesting, completely pointless to know, but there we go. Okay, it looks like this counterattack gonna force a kill on the 4th, cancel on the 4th base. A lot of people don't even know that's a Japanese word as well, which confuses me. I guess if you don't know Japanese, you don't really know the kind of way that Japanese words are structured, but... then just while this engagement's going on, lots of Hydras going down, lots of Dragoons, but looks like Razz manages to hold on for the time being. There's also Kawamochi, which is like face characters, which are kind of the old ASCII ones that Japanese people use, and they still use now, and I use way too often. Hey Metallic, good to see you. I'm currently casting Brood War, as you can see. Third base up here, starting to mine. Gas coming in, very, very useful to have that. We've got a lot of gateways still. Do we have any further tech? No further tech just yet. No carriers, no arbiters or anything like that. Just sticking on gateway units with Templar. Does manage to break his way out. Could take a fourth base down here. But not 100% sure. Looks like we do have some Hydras scouting around for hidden bases in the top left, but don't check the actual base where he expanded to, which is a little bit unfortunate. Means Razz is going to be in a better position than maybe Kame thinks he is. And my two most used Kawamochi there, but looks like we do have Lings and Defilers moving on in here to try and deal some damage. Plague coming down on the Zealots. Gonna really, really get those stuck. What? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I've been casting for too long. It's been 3 hours. I've not casted for 3 hours in like maybe 2 years or something. But yeah, he moved in with some Lings and some Defilers. Got a nice Plague off, which is going to severely hamper the development of the Protoss army. Obviously puts them down to 1 health, which they cannot recover, leaving them with just their shields essentially. We do have a Nexus coming in again, but that is going to be under constant pressure from these Defilers, as you can see here. Oh my god, another big Plague. Even hits the Observers this time as well. That's going to... Wait, does that not... Oh, it reveals them, but I guess it obviously doesn't show them when you're not there. Good night, Mind Flayer. Thanks for tuning in. Support Bay finally coming in here for Razz. Reavers are really the major answer for Ling Defiler. Scarabs, of course, do a ton of damage to clumped up Lings. We've got Kadarian Amulet coming in as well. Another base... Okay, this High Templar is really not worth being over here, but... Well, they're going to get caught off guard here. If only he had energy. But unfortunately not. Fifth base is up and running. Now we do have Kame moving around with Lings, trying to find any hidden bases, but he still doesn't know about the top left. Kame is probably thinking he is incredibly far ahead right now when he isn't. They're actually quite even. Kamezerg only on 4 bases right now. Nice play yet again. Does need to try and kill this Defiler if he can, but that really, really does suck for the Zealots to get played, because Lings all of a sudden shred them entirely. He will kill the Zerg units here. Unfortunately, he did move his Observer away too quickly, so doesn't get the kill on the Lurker. That could be a problem if he tries to transfer some probes away. And there we go. That Lurker getting in value, gonna kill one Zealot at the very least. Oh my god, that Zealot is so lucky. Oh my god, no it isn't. Unfortunate, but there we go. Storm, lots of Archons coming in. Reavers still not in play, but these Defilers gonna be doing a lot. Should really wish to see some feedback here. Feedback's so incredibly good against Defilers. They're always at full energy pretty much. So you're always almost guaranteed to kill them. Because Consume obviously puts them on more health, or more mana than they have health. A nice engagement into the 4th base here could be the nail in the coffin for Razz as he tries to scramble into a position to defend this. But with so many Lurkers under so many swarms and his Observers not spread out well enough, he's only able to fight on 1 front at a time rather than 2. And if we zoom out, just look at the number of Zerg units heading on over here, and look at the number of Zerg units leaving the bases. This is so much damage coming his way. The Archons not all fighting, losing control of his army a little bit. We do have a Reaver, but it's going to go down very, very fast. There's no defense for it. And there's no Scarabs just yet either, so it looks like he is going to maybe hold on for just a moment, but the Robo going to go down, the Support Bay going to go down, and the Reaver going to go down as well. And GG is called, Razz taps out, and Kame makes it a 4-0 sweep in favor of good old Red. Good old iRk, sorry. Okay, Kame stayed in the game a little bit long. He just kind of stayed in and just watched what was going on. But 4-0 sweep in favor of iRk. Given their previous record, I don't think anyone's super surprised by this. But MadiNho taking out RatataTeNG in a pretty close TVT. Oh yeah, taking out Machine on Blindside in a pretty close EVP as well. Dewalt kind of steamrolling MasterReY unfortunately on Judgment Day, but given it's Dewalt, it's kind of to be expected. And TvZ taking down Razz on that final game on Talcross. It was going well for Razz until one moment where he just didn't have all of his units in the right place. And just a little bit unfortunate. It does happen. That is going to be it for the stream for today. We'll be back on Wednesday with 2 more series for you. It is going to be... who is it? It is CWT versus Ash and SCTV versus Naz. It's going to be a good one. I will see you guys then. Have a very good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. And I'm going to go hang out in VR for a bit before I go to bed. See you soon. If you're watching this, you're watching the STPL. Hopefully, you've been enjoying what you've seen so far. If you want to help me make more STPL content to bring more tournaments to you, please support us on Patreon, which you can find up here. And also... there's so many different things you can get through Patreon. One of the main and one of the easiest ones to get is, of course, access to all of the replays of the STPL so far. We've had some amazing games, such as some of the games you can see just over here.